What's up, Block fam? Welcome to the gravel pit. You guys have seen a good amount of pictures and stuff from here. It's kind of one of my new favorite spots. Today's episode is absolutely huge. I'm gonna be showing you guys a new bike here in just a second that Harley-Davidson gave us. Like, it's just absolutely massive. From starting the channel years ago to wanting to work with like a Harley dealership, them telling me no, me finding my own way, and then now I'm fortunate enough to get to go on press rides with Harley-Davidson. And on one of those press rides, I ended up talking to one of the people at Harley, and I was like, hey, have you guys thought about potentially having kind of like some bike builders build out your bikes, you know, some of the new stuff? I think it'd be really cool. It'd make some cool content. And the bike that I had in mind, I had certain things in mind that I wanted to do to the bike. You know, we got to talking. It was just like a question that I had, and it's like, you know, asking if their marketing had potentially thought about that, and they really liked the idea. And so now here we are. Harley-Davidson has given us a motorcycle to customize, to work on, to do whatever we want. Actually, they basically said, the motorcycle is yours, do whatever you want with it. Like, there are no strings attached. We can do anything we want with this motorcycle, which is just sick. I would love to come up with like something really cool. You know, we're going to be throwing it up on the lift, checking it out, taking stuff off. Chris, Justin, and I are going to be going over it, seeing kind of ideas that we want to have. But I'm really excited, guys. I think you can probably tell by my enthusiasm, by how much I'm using my hands, by my voice, about how excited I am about this motorcycle, because it's the updated motorcycle that started my whole journey into Harley-Davidson. The bike is the brand new. Yes. That's right, guys. Harley-Davidson has given us a brand new Sportster S with the Revolution Max 1250 engine in it. This bike is so new to the market. I know they released it in 21, right? And this is actually one of their press bikes. So chances are this could have been one of the motorcycles that I rode on the press event in LA, I believe. It was my first experience with the Sportster S. Harley-Davidson basically invited me to an event out there, got to ride it. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of the aesthetic. Me personally, I like it, but that's because I like low, lean bikes. So it's got low bars. The exhaust, it's not too bad. We're definitely going to clean that up. We've got the rear fender, which we're going to do the fender eliminator on. But the first thing I want to do with this bike is actually nothing. I don't want to work on it immediately. I want to take this bike as is, and I want to do a few things. I want to, one, let all of my friends ride it. I can't wait for my friends to throw a leg over this thing and really get on throttle, see how this thing revs up so much higher than a traditional Harley-Davidson air-cooled engine. This one is liquid-cooled. This one revs out way higher. And then the second thing that I want to do is I want to put this bike against everything in stock form. So I basically want to take this bike and I want to put it up against Milwaukee 8s, twin cams. We'll put it up against a 131 just to see how it fares. In one of the first episodes, we're actually going to throw it on the dyno just so we can get some good dyno results going over it, seeing what the power numbers are in terms of horsepower and torque to the rear wheel. And then after we're done kind of like letting people ride it and, you know, challenging other bikes and stuff like that, we're going to start working on it. We're going to basically throw it on the lift, start looking at everything, taking parts off. For those of you that don't know, it is not a normal tubular frame bike. This is basically, the engine is part of the frame, so they call it a stressed member. So there's parts of the frame that are actually bolted on to the engine, and so that makes it kind of interesting to work on. It's not just like a normal frame motorcycle. We should be able to do some cool stuff with it, you know. The first one being taking off this piece back here, the rear fender, which nobody likes. If you guys notice, actually, Harley-Davidson has made it to where you can remove that, and then the harness clips right there. Undo 3 bolts from the looks of it, take that off, undo the harness, and then we basically have to figure out where we're going to put the indicators, running light, stop light, all that stuff. I'm sure we can do indicators like in the axle. We can do the plate through the axle. We'll be figuring it out as we go along. So let's go ahead and throw a leg over this thing and get to riding it. If you guys didn't watch my test ride video on this bike, I would highly recommend checking that out after this one, because I go into really detailed specs about it in terms of the handling, the gauge features, just all the features of the bike. If you guys want good insight into that, go check out that video, which is really, really in depth after this one. Before we get too far into the video, do me a favor. If you guys enjoy motorcycle content, hit the subscribe button. Statistically, I want to say we've brought it down to like 50 58%. Used to be right about 62% of you guys that were not subscribed. For those of you that are watching that might not be subscribed, if you want to hit that subscribe button to continue to see moto content, any content that we put out there and produce, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like, hit that bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of our future uploads and activity. So yeah, like I was saying on the intro there, Harley-Davidson gave us this bike, which is just amazing to me. I have to say, big thank you to Harley-Davidson for the opportunity and believing in us enough to give us this motorcycle to see what we can do with it. I am really excited and really looking forward to building this bike out, customizing it, especially for the fact that right now it's such a challenge because there's not really any aftermarket for it. Now, with it being a Harley-Davidson Sportster, like the last iteration of the Sportster, what would we call that? Like I don't even know, the Gen 1, the Gen 2. I know there's been so many changes within the Harley-Davidson Sportster with the Evo engine. The awesome thing about those is they've been around for so long, you can basically build those things into anything that you want, which is just incredible. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing with this new Revolution Max Sportster what Harley-Davidson does in terms of like putting this power plant into new bikes. I know they're talking and they've said that they're going to have a bit more like traditional style models. With this one, it kind of seems divided, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do that's a little more on the traditional side, but I'm also looking forward to seeing what we can do with this. And this is where you guys come in. I want to really hear from you guys down in the comments section below what you all would want to see us make for this motorcycle. For the last couple years, we've actually been dabbling in creating custom hard parts, and we have made some, and we've got some, I wouldn't even say like prototypes out there. We've gone through like the prototyping stage on parts and made sure that they were all good and got, you know, gone through different finishes and all that stuff. We are definitely like lined up to make custom hard parts for motorcycles. And so if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see for the brand new Harley-Davidson Sportster S, let me know. Or if there's parts for other motorcycles that you guys want to see, be sure to let us know as well. We are going to be launching some stuff soon. We're getting ready to launch our brand new retail website, and there's going to be some options on that for custom Blockhead. I don't know why I'm doing quotes, but not air quotes. Undo. But yeah, custom Blockhead hard parts. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, what we can do, seeing what the community wants. I'm stoked to see what you guys think. I'm really excited to read y'all's feedback regarding us getting this motorcycle. You guys let us know what your thoughts are on Harley-Davidson giving us this motorcycle. I just can't, I don't even know what words are right now. I can't even freaking talk. Come on, brain, keep up. So between that intro and this, I actually got COVID, which freaking sucks. The brain fog thing that they talk about, man, that is real. And the lingering cough afterwards, I want to punch myself in the throat sometimes. It's so annoying. Anyways, it's not that I can't wrap my head around the fact that Harley-Davidson gave us a motorcycle. It's the fact that like seeing where the channel started to like where we are now because of consistent content, quality content, focusing on basically giving you guys content that I think you guys would enjoy. We've basically like built this thing from absolutely nothing, you know, like just over 5 years ago, you know, where this channel started. I was working on stuff in parking garages because I wasn't allowed to work on stuff where I lived in the apartment complex that I lived in. I tried to once and I got fined for it, and that was on like my original Iron 883 Sportster. And now, you know, we've got this shop and we're working with, you know, employees. We've got Justin on board and Chris, master level Harley technician, you know, Captain Anna, keeping everything afloat. She's like the ops manager. I call her Spec Ops, like SEAL Team 6. It's just crazy and it's insane, and I'm just so grateful to see kind of like the evolution of all of it, I guess. No pun intended on the engine, because on the normal Sportster it's the Evolution engine, which is where the Blockhead name came from, and then this being the Revolution Max, I guess that's kind of funny. But just seeing like the evolution of the channel, the enjoyment of motorcycles, where it started and where we are now, like I'm just so incredibly grateful that we are where we are. And as always, I give that thanks to you guys. You know, I know we're responsible for creating content, and if we weren't creating that content, the opportunity wouldn't be there. But if you guys weren't watching, the opportunity wouldn't be there either. So thank you all, really, like from the bottom of my heart. Y'all have absolutely changed my life in this whole motorcycle journey, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. So like I said in this episode, it is incredibly important that you guys do me a favor and comment down below of what you guys would potentially want us to do to this motorcycle. We have absolute free reign. We can do whatever we want to it. Harley-Davidson said no strings attached, do whatever you want. And so, I mean, there's even been idea of toying with like taking the Revolution Max out of this thing and putting it like in my Dynaframe. I don't think we're gonna do that. It's granted, I know a lot of you guys would love to see that. Maybe that's something we'd be able to talk Harley-Davidson into, sending us like an extra Revolution Max to put into something a little bit more traditional. But I don't know. Would you guys like seeing that? I think that'd be cool, right? Let Harley-Davidson know in the comments down below. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, you guys ride safe out there, stay vigilant. We'll catch you in the next one.